Hey everyone, Renee here, and today I've got a fun mask review for you. So I've accumulated a sheet mask or two, as one would, and so I figured it would be nice to review some of the most recent standouts or the more interesting ones. I'm going to start with one of my favorites. This is from Miraclinic, which is a brand that has some really cool facelifting products, and this is their Plaster corset mask. This has two masks. The first is your traditional ampoule sheet. I love the material of the sheet mask. It's super soft. It's kind of like Cupro, which holds so much ampoule and doesn't dry out for way after the recommended time for leaving it on. The lower part of the mask is what I love. There's this chin flap that you put under your chin and you just stretch and pull up. Lift that double chin. The flaps actually stretch really far, all the way to like around my temples. And it sticks really easily to the sheet mask, and it stays. The second mask is the Plaster face corset. This is actually pretty cool. Be careful taking this mask out of the pouch because some of the dust from the mask will spill out everywhere if you're not careful. Just place it over the first sheet mask and spend a moment pressing it into the first sheet mask, making sure it fuses. The plaster layer will get a little damp and it will just stick. I mean, this has to be the obvious next step in the evolution of sheet masks. Cotton, biocellulose, foil, rubber, drywall. As the plaster layer dries, it actually hardens and tightens up and lifts. You can feel it the most in that area right underneath the chin. It lifts upwards. So I keep this on for about half an hour, even though I could easily do 45 minutes and it will still not be dried out. Moment of truth here, the unmasking. This removes in a 3D mold of your face. I put a picture of this on Instagram. Some of you were intrigued, some horrified, and many of you both. Personally, I love it. But also, I gotta admit, I love the way this actually felt on my face. It's kind of like a baby burrito for your face, so your face feels really sort of snug, secure, and supported. Everything is just being held in together, and it's kind of nice. It's also this lovely cooling sensation, which you're gonna get from all the sheet masks, but it just doesn't give up the entire time it's on your skin. And I just feel like while the inflammation is getting soothed away and cooled away, when you remove the mask, there's just a little bit of essence left on your skin. It's just the right amount, in my opinion. It sort of dries very quickly. And without any stickiness or tackiness, it's actually one of the very lightweight ones. My skin afterwards had a beautiful glow, looked so much brighter. The plumpness is what stood out to me. I felt like all the layers of my skin were just kind of like puffed out like a full sponge. And I don't know if this is a result of the tightness and the support of the mask, but my skin feels firmer after using this too. It just feels a little... Obviously these results are not permanent, but it's kind of a nice feeling. I'm really impressed with this ampoule actually. It contains 24 ingredients to help nourish and plump out the top layers of the skin, which I can honestly say is what I felt it did. There are 17 amino acids in here, as well as 8 different cell communicating ingredients that are already present in our skin. It's got that golden ratio of ceramides, cholesterol, and fatty acids that mimic a healthy lipid constitution in our skin. This also has a bunch of great oils in it, which I love, although you're not gonna feel it. It just does not feel oily at all. It's got jojoba, argan, rosehip, and myrrh. So it's a little messy when you're applying the corset mask, but I love this. MD's Pick Aqua Moist Water Rubber Mask is so good. I love playing spa with these things, and rubber masks really give you spa results. You have everything you need in this little kit. This mask in particular is about hydration. This uses an algae base, and I like it because you aren't mixing this with just plain water. Rather, it's a nutritious jelly of Centella asiatica, niacinamide, licorice root, ginger, green tea, cactus root extract like in the Pyeongkang Yule products. The powder is a mixture of collagen, grapefruit extract, sodium hyaluronate, some thickening agents. This has a little bit of a fragrance in it, but it's not strong, and it's actually quite pleasant and relaxing. Mix it really well together. You'll see that it turns blue. This blue is not a natural color. Once you have a nice evenly mixed paste, it's ready to apply. This mask is immediately cooling, refreshing, and soothing. It's kind of cold on your face. Make sure that the outer edges are a little thicker so it makes removal really easy, especially if you want to remove it all in one piece. This definitely applies thinner than the Lindsay modeling mask, so it's harder to get a really thick layer. And you're not supposed to get a thick layer with this mask anyway. All you need is a layer that covers over your skin. Application was a little tricky because in the areas where you apply more product, that would tend to drip down. Definitely don't put too much on your forehead. This does make a thicker application around the perimeter of your face a little more difficult. You just have to catch the drips. Actually, this mask doesn't solidify as quickly as other rubber masks. It takes a while. I was still catching where it was dripping for about 5 minutes. So I've had this mask on for about 10 minutes now, and it took a fair amount of time for it to properly solidify so it wasn't still sort of sliding and dripping down my face. But what's really cool about this mask, as you can tell, I'm talking. I can completely move my face. I could eat if I wanted to. There's something about this rubber mask that's quite mobile, so it's very different from the other ones I've tried in that respect. And you know, I mean, this is pretty much solidified now, but I'm gonna still keep it on because I feel like, I mean, it just feels so good on your skin. It's really cold actually, which I like. And even when you touch it, it's cool. And it actually feels sort of wet, like Jello, but it's not wet, but it feels, I don't know, this is really interesting. Half an hour later, sometimes even longer than that, I'm ready to peel. I really want to try and remove this mask in one piece, but it just wasn't having it. It tore in like 10 places. Big fail. But my skin felt good. So unlike other rubber masks that I've tried, when you remove this, there's an essence left on your skin which you have to pat in. But there's nothing sticky or thick about it. It's just very watery and evaporates pretty fast. My skin is softer, it's brighter, it looks more even toned, and it looks energized, except this one is far more hydrating than other rubber masks that I've tried. After this, you can pretty much immediately layer on the rest of your skincare. Your skin is gonna feel unreal. In fact, I think this is really great after an acid treatment. Now Huxley's oil and extract mask. The packaging is split into 2 separate compartments. One compartment is their prickly pear seed oil, which is becoming one of my favorite antioxidant oils. And the other compartment with the sheet mask in it has a cactus extract essence. I mean, that already sounds refreshing to me. It's super hydrating. So the 2 components are kept separate until right when you have to use them. You basically fold and push the oil pocket until that dividing seal pops, it breaks, and the oil mixes in with the cactus essence and the sheet mask. So you just knead the package for a while and just allow the oil to mix with the essence, and then it's ready to be applied. There is fragrance in here. To me, it's a really fresh, sort of grassy scent. I also find it a lot more subtle in this mask than the other Huxley products. Of course, this is really personal, but this is probably one of the best fitting sheet masks I've ever used. It requires such minimal fussing for me. It just really fits my face well. This micro away sheet mask material is so soft. It's tightly woven microfibers that are 150 times finer than what you find in regular sheet masks. So it's not just really comfortable, but also keeps all that essence inside. There's extra essence, so make sure you don't waste the good stuff. So you're supposed to leave this on for about 20 minutes, but I always keep it on for over half an hour. After removing, there's some essence left behind, but my skin is absolutely glowing. It's gotta be the Biphase essence. I mean, it really feels like it has that perfect proportion of oil and essence, so your skin is left feeling super hydrated, but also slightly moisturized. Because of the oil in this, the essence isn't going to completely disappear once it gets absorbed into your skin. There's still going to be a little bit of that very soft layer on top. I feel like I need less steps in my skincare routine after using this. I'll either go in with a moisturizer, sometimes I won't. And it's a good idea to even just go in straight with a sleeping pack over it. And honestly, I actually like the formulas in this mask more than the oil essence they have. And staying on the cactus theme, because I just love it, is this Neogen Pink Cactus Lift Max Knit Mask. That is a mouthful. So this is their latest knit mask after the truffle oil one, which I felt is fabulous for wintertime, and this is definitely more appropriate for this season right now. This mask is for deep and long-lasting hydration and moisturization. This also claims to give your skin some life, vitality, energy, and some firming and lifting. This is also supposed to be okay for sensitive skin. It's been clinically tested to be non-irritating. The ingredients in here are many, but also really lovely. There's so many beautiful plant oils and extracts in here, as well as niacinamide, a lot of niacinamide actually, adenosine, cholesterol, and ceramides. So a really interesting ingredient that they use in here is the cactus seed oil, which is one of the rarest oils because it takes about 1 million cactus seeds to generate 1 liter of oil. It's high in antioxidants, it's got vitamin C and beta carotene, as well as really help keep moisture in your skin. but it's also a nice soothing and calming ingredient as well. As you can see, they're not using a traditional form of cotton mask here. This has a very interesting knitted texture. It's like knit fabric, like a t-shirt, and this allows for maximum essence absorption, and that is exactly what it does. First thing I noticed is it is thicker than your traditional sheet mask, but it's also heavier. This is holding on to 60 ml of essence, which is at least 3 times the amount in regular sheet masks. I mean, guys, it's got 2 bottles of these, of essence, in this mask. And the other thing I like is when you take it out, it's not dripping. It's just kind of all neatly contained in the knit. So this is actually so soft and plush when you're placing it on your skin. It isn't like heavy and draggy. It just kind of stays on your skin. I actually really like the flap for your neck and the part that goes under your chin as well. It fits well, not awkward, and doesn't budge the entire time it's on. This is like the down comforter of sheet masks where everything else is just like a cotton bed sheet. You can see here how plush and pillowy this is. I think it's safe to say these masks are not for anyone who is essence averse, because when you remove it, your skin is going to be drenched in the stuff. I mean, there's so much essence in here. You can keep this on for hours and it still would not dry out. So if you leave the essence on your skin, do note that it's going to take a while to dry down. But the great thing is you actually don't need moisturizer over this. So I've also rinsed the essence off as well. I mean, your skin is still going to feel moisturized even after rinsing with water. I can attest to the fact that this does what it claims in terms of delivering long-lasting hydration and moisture. So my skin felt naturally moisturized for days. What's actually quite funny is, I tend to leave this mask on for a very long time, but after removing it, I will actually see the texture print on my skin. This definitely plumps out the fine lines. I felt like my skin looked brighter, more even in tone, and revitalized. If you're going through a bad, particularly flaky phase with retin-A, this will deal with it. So that's it, guys. There are actually more masks to review. These are the ones that at the present moment I'm just really loving. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'm wishing you great skin health. Bye!